This is Kenya News Update today. A single weekend of missiles in the Middle East just sent shockwaves across Africa, threatening to unravel economies and plunge millions into hunger. But here's the twist. The loudest calls for peace aren't coming from Washington or Tehran. They're coming from Nairobi, Johannesburg, and Addis Ababa. Coming up, you'll discover why African leaders are screaming for restraint and how a war 5,000 kilometers away could empty your pockets and your plate. Meet the African Union, a bloc of 55 nations, often divided, now speaking with one urgent voice. On Saturday evening, the United States and Israel launched strikes against Iran. Tehran retaliated. And in that moment, the stability of an entire region and the food on your table hung in the balance. But here's what nobody's talking about. Africa is caught in the crossfire without firing a single shot. For the AU's chair, Mahamoud Ali Yousuf, this isn't just geopolitics. It's an economic emergency. He called for restraint, urgent de-escalation, and sustained dialogue. And then he dropped the bombshell. Further escalation risks worsening global instability, with serious implications for energy markets, food security, and economic resilience. He stressed this is particularly acute in Africa, where conflict and economic pressures are already a daily reality. The smell of diesel, the line at the petrol station, the price of bread. These are the frontline impacts. But here's the part that will blow your mind. The Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, just issued a chilling warning. They said any prolonged disruption in the Persian Gulf would threaten global oil and gas flows. A surge in energy prices would have an immediate impact on West African economies, already weakened by inflation and dependence on refined product imports. They underlined the risks to food security, as many African states rely on imports of cereals and agricultural inputs transiting through those same volatile trade routes. This is a direct threat to the dinner table. And then, something shocking happened. South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa became the first African leader to react individually. He didn't just call for peace. He pointed a finger. He said the US and Israeli strikes on Iran violated international law. Anticipatory self-defense is not permitted under international law, he declared, calling for maximum restraint. This is a seismic statement. South Africa was until recently the only African member of the BRICS economic group, which includes Iran. This isn't just diplomacy. It's a declaration of principle from the global south. The implications are massive. Some say Africa is finally finding its voice on the world stage, demanding that superpowers follow the rules they created. Others warn that taking sides could isolate the continent and cut off crucial aid. The tension is real. But if African unity holds, could this be the moment the continent dictates the terms of its own economic survival? The call for restraint is clear. The threat of empty pockets and empty plates is clearer. Do you think African leaders are right to demand that the US and Israel follow international law, or should they stay silent to avoid economic backlash? Drop your take in the comments. Subscribe to Kenya News Update today for more on how global crises hit home.